As the world finally quiets, truly settles into the deep hush of night, do you find your own mind, instead of following suit, begins to race? That hour, when the day's vibrant distractions fade, when the hum of activity ceases its insistent demand, often becomes an uninvited invitation for a different, more personal kind of noise to emerge within us. It is the incessant whisper of what-ifs, the sharp, almost painful recollection of unfulfilled tasks, the nagging replay of conversations that never quite resolved, or the heavy weight of responsibilities stretching endlessly into an unknown tomorrow. Perhaps it is a worry for a beloved family member, a persistent concern about your own health, or an unspoken, creeping fear regarding your financial future. These are not merely passing thoughts. They are often deeply felt anxieties, shadows that lengthen and intensify in the quiet of the night, making sleep feel like a distant, unattainable luxury, a prize forever just beyond your reach. You are not, my friend, alone in this nightly battle against the self. So many across every silent room, across all walks of life, lie awake, wrestling silently with these invisible burdens. They manifest not just in your thoughts, but in your body, as a persistent, unwelcome tightness in your chest, a relentless turning in your stomach, or that restless energy that keeps you tossing and turning, unable to find any true physical or mental comfort. This struggle is a profoundly universal human experience, this ceaseless search for genuine peace when the world around us demands so much, then abruptly leaves us alone with our rawest thoughts. We try so many things, do we not? From counting our breaths to mindlessly counting sheep, from distracting ourselves with the endless glow of screens to intellectually dissecting and analyzing our fears away. Yet so often, these desperate efforts fall tragically short, leaving us still yearning, still searching for that elusive sense of calm, that profound, unshakable security that promises, finally, genuine rest. The kind of rest that truly restores, that truly renews. But what if the profound solution to this nightly struggle, this pervasive, draining unrest, isn't found in mere distraction or in forced, temporary relaxation techniques? What if it lies, instead, in something far older, far deeper, an answer that has been whispered through the ages, rooted in a wisdom that utterly transcends our fleeting modern anxieties? Imagine, if you can, a shield so complete, a refuge so steadfast, so perfectly formed, that no worry, no fear, no uncertainty, no matter how immense, could ever penetrate its embracing warmth. Picture yourself for a moment finally unburdening your heart, releasing every single anxious thought, not into an empty, uncaring void, but into a powerful, infinitely loving hand that promises not just to acknowledge them, but to hold them, to transform them, to carry them entirely for you. Tonight, my dear friend, we are not simply passing the time until the unwelcome light of morning. We are stepping together intentionally, deliberately away from that clamor, away from the exhausting struggle, and into a profound quiet, unlike any you have known. This isn't just an absence of noise. It is a vibrant, active presence of peace. It is a sacred space, a sanctuary you can carry within the very core of your being, woven not by human effort or by temporary, fleeting remedies, but by a divine, ancient promise, an unwavering assurance that has comforted generations, that has stood the test of time and trials. This promise waits, patiently, to wrap itself around you, to embrace you with an unfailing love, to shield you completely from every harm, both seen and unseen. This promise yearns to settle your spirit, to soothe your deepest, most primal fears, and to finally, truly, let you rest, protected, cherished, and profoundly at peace. Are you ready to fully receive it? Before we immerse ourselves in those ancient, comforting words, before we allow that divine blanket to truly enfold us, I want to invite you to prepare your heart and your mind. This is not merely a video to be heard passively in the background. It is an experience, a dedicated moment for you to receive. Just as we prepare our bodies for sleep, softening our pillows and dimming the lights, let us consciously prepare our inner selves to be receptive to a peace that surpasses all understanding. Take a moment right now to find a truly comfortable place. Perhaps you are already nestled in your bed, Or perhaps you are seated in a favorite chair, a place where you feel secure and undisturbed. Ensure that the external world, with its countless demands and incessant chatter, can fade into the background for these precious moments. This is your time, a sacred interlude carved out just for you, for your spirit's nourishment and rest. Now, as you settle into this sanctuary you have created, I gently encourage you to close your eyes, if that feels right for you. There's a profound power in drawing our gaze inward, shutting out the visual distractions of the world, even the soft glow of a screen. It allows us to focus our attention, to truly listen, not just with our ears, but with our entire being. With your eyes softly closed or simply gazing downward in a gentle, unfocused manner, let us begin with the simplest yet most powerful act of self-care, your breath. Take a deep, slow breath in, allowing the air to fill your lungs completely. Feel that breath journeying through your body, carrying with it a sense of profound calm, a quiet energy, a living peace. Hold it for just a moment at the peak of your inhalation. Then, slowly, deliberately, exhale. As you release that breath, imagine that you are simultaneously releasing any tension you might be holding, from your shoulders, your jaw, the often tight muscles around your eyes, even the deep, persistent anxieties residing in your mind. Release them. Let them go. With each subsequent breath, let this gentle rhythm become your anchor. Inhale peace, inhale calm, inhale the promise of protection. Exhale worry, exhale fear, exhale the burdens that have weighed you down throughout the long day. Picture yourself with every outward breath gently shedding these burdens one by one. Imagine them dissolving into the quiet air around you, no longer yours to carry into the night. You are not discarding them into an empty void. Rather, you are entrusting them to a higher power, laying them down at the threshold of a greater presence. This act of conscious release is not weakness. It is a profound act of faith, an admission that you do not have to carry everything alone, that there is indeed a strength greater than your own, waiting to envelop you. You are not merely preparing to listen to words, you are actively entering a sacred space. This sanctuary, my dear friend, is not built with hands or confined by walls. It is woven by divine love, constructed from ancient promises, sustained by an unwavering presence. It is a place within you and around you that has always been available, often just obscured by the demands and distractions of daily life. Tonight, you are consciously stepping into that reality. You are inviting that peace, that protection, that profound sense of security to permeate every fiber of your being. In this space, there is no judgment, no striving, no need to prove or perform. There's only acceptance, only grace, only an encompassing sense of belonging. Here you are utterly safe. Here you are entirely seen. Here you are deeply cherished. Allow yourself to rest fully deeply in this truth as we open our hearts to the words that will anchor us even further in this divine embrace. Now, with your heart prepared and your spirit open, let us turn our attention to words that have resonated through millennia, bringing solace and strength to countless souls. These are not mere poetic verses, my friend. They are ancient truths, a divine declaration of protection that has stood against every storm, every fear, every shadow that night might cast. We are about to unfold a sacred text, Psalm 91, which I like to think of as a divine blanket, woven with threads of unwavering promise and infinite love, ready to cover you completely as you rest. Listen closely to the rhythm of these words, allow them to seep into the very core of your being, and feel the profound truth they carry for you tonight. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him I will trust. Take a moment to truly absorb the profound intimacy embedded within those very first lines. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High. What does it truly mean to dwell? It is not a fleeting visit, is it? It is not a casual stopover or a temporary shelter sought in a moment of crisis. To dwell implies residence, a settled state, a chosen home, a continuous presence. It speaks of an intentional, deeply personal relationship. an active choice you make every single day and especially every single night, to make the Most High God your most intimate dwelling place. This isn't about mere belief from a distance. It's about proximity, about finding your most cherished hidden moments within His presence. Consider this. You actively choose to make Him your home. In a world that constantly shifts, that demands your attention from 1,000 different angles, that offers fleeting security in so many temporary structures, you are invited to establish your deepest roots, your true stability, in an unshakable, eternal sanctuary. This secret place suggests exclusivity, a privileged access, a quiet chamber of the heart, where only you and the Almighty can truly meet without the clamor of the outside world. It is there in that chosen intimacy that you are promised not just shelter, but something far more profound, abiding under the shadow of the Almighty. This shadow is not one of darkness or gloom. Rather, think of it as the closest possible proximity to His protecting presence, like a chick finding refuge beneath the vast, powerful wings of its mother. It is the coolest, safest place, an unbreakable shield against the scorching sun of life's trials and the chilling winds of fear. And from that place of chosen dwelling, from that profound, intimate proximity, springs a declaration, a bold affirmation. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him I will trust. This is not a passive statement of fact from an observer. This is your personal confession, your deeply felt testimony born from experience within His secret place. You are proclaiming His role in your life, not just as a general deity, but as your refuge, your fortress, your God. A refuge is a place to run to when danger threatens, a safe haven from pursuit. A fortress is a strong, impenetrable stronghold designed to withstand any siege, any attack. When you declare Him as these things for you, it is an acknowledgement that you have placed your complete reliance, your ultimate faith, not in your own strength, not in the shifting sands of human efforts, but in His absolute, unshakable power. Tonight, as you prepare to rest, ask yourself, have I truly chosen this dwelling? Am I actively trusting in my refuge, my fortress, my God? Let that deliberate choice, that profound trust, be the very foundation of your peace. Because you have made this deliberate choice, because you have established your dwelling in the secret place of the Most High, an incredible, tangible promise unfolds for you. Directly following that declaration of trust, the psalm continues, painting a vivid picture of divine protection that moves beyond mere concepts into a sensory, almost tactile assurance. Surely He shall deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the perilous pestilence. He shall cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you shall take refuge. His truth shall be your shield and buckler. This is not an abstract concept. This is a deeply personal, actively engaging safeguard. Let us truly pause here and engage our imagination, our deepest senses, to grasp the sheer magnitude of this divine commitment. Imagine for a moment the hidden dangers that lie in wait. The snare of the fowler evokes an image of cunning traps, unseen perils laid by adversaries, designed to entangle, to restrict, to bring you down when you least expect it. It represents those insidious anxieties, the deceptive whispers of doubt, the manipulative forces that seek to derail your peace, to capture your spirit in their grasp. And the perilous pestilence speaks to those overwhelming, unseen threats that spread quickly, indiscriminately, leaving fear and destruction in their wake. In our modern world, this might translate to the widespread epidemics of anxiety, the toxic narratives that infiltrate our minds, the overwhelming pressures of societal expectation, or even literal illness that attempts to steal your health and vitality. These verses promise an active, direct personal deliverance from each of these. He doesn't merely observe, He actively intervenes, plucking you from the trap, shielding you from the spread. Now lean into the extraordinary imagery that follows. He shall cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you shall take refuge. Can you feel it? It's an invitation to a sensory assurance so profound, so deeply comforting, that it bypasses intellectual understanding and speaks directly to the most vulnerable parts of your being. Think of the warmth, the softness, the vastness of mighty wings, not just overhead, but around you. These are not frail, decorative feathers. These are the strong, protective feathers of an omnipotent, loving Father. Visualize those immense wings, vast and enveloping, extending to form a soft, yet utterly impenetrable barrier between you and the chaos of the world. Feel their gentle pressure, a subtle weight of security that reassures you of His constant presence. This is more than a metaphor, isn't it? It is an invitation to inhabit that reality, to literally feel His protective embrace. What dangers, seen or unseen, are you being covered from tonight? Perhaps it is the fear of failure, the pain of rejection, the haunting specter of past mistakes, or the uncertainty of what tomorrow holds. Under His wings, these threats lose their power to pierce your peace. They are rendered impotent by the sheer force of His covering. His truth, then, becomes your shield and buckler. A shield is for defense, held out to block an incoming attack. A buckler is a smaller, more agile shield, used for close-quarters defense, for parrying specific blows. His truth is not just a general principle, it is an active, defensive weapon in your hand. What is His truth? It is His unwavering character, His promises that never fail, His word that stands eternally firm. When the world tells you that you are alone, His truth shields you with the knowledge that He is always with you. When fear whispers that you are unworthy, His truth parries that lie with the affirmation that you are deeply loved and infinitely valuable. When anxieties try to convince you that you are helpless, His truth becomes your buckler, reminding you of His all-sufficient strength working within you. Rest in the tactile reality of this protection, my friend. Feel the warmth of His feathers, the strength of His wings, the unwavering defense of His truth. Allow this sensory assurance to deepen your sense of security, pulling you closer into His sacred, unshakable refuge. You are sheltered, completely and utterly, under the shadow of the Almighty. Having nestled securely under His protective wings, experiencing the tactile reality of His covering, we now turn our attention to an even deeper aspect of this divine promise, a profound fearlessness that permeates the darkest hours. This isn't merely the absence of external danger, but the cultivation of an internal serenity that transcends even the presence of threat. The psalm declares with resolute certainty, "You will not fear the terror of night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at midday. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only look on with your eyes and see the punishment of the wicked." This passage isn't just a comfort. It is a powerful declaration of immunity, a spiritual shield against the insidious creep of fear itself. Consider the terror of night. When the sun sets and the world around us settles into its shadowed quiet, that's often when our most primal anxieties awaken. In our ancient world, this might have been literal predators, unseen enemies, or the chilling uncertainty of what lurked beyond the village firelight. In our frantic modern age, the terror of night takes on new, often more subtle, yet equally pervasive forms. Is it not the relentless cycle of news headlines replaying the world's tragedies, the political unrest, the environmental crises, all amplified in the echo chamber of our own quiet minds? Is it the gnawing financial stress, the crushing weight of debt, the insecurity of employment, or the relentless pressure to perform, to achieve, to keep pace, that steals your sleep? Or perhaps, for you, it manifests as those deeply personal, insidious health worries that surface when your body is still, the unexplained aches, the nagging symptoms, the fear of what future diagnoses might bring. These are the modern terror by night, robbing countless individuals of their peace, plunging them into a silent, solitary battle against their own thoughts. This psalm, however, does not deny the existence of these terrors. It does not promise a world devoid of challenges or difficulties. In fact, it explicitly acknowledges them: the arrow that flies by day, the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, the plague that destroys at midday. Our lives are inevitably marked by trials, by unexpected blows, by moments of profound suffering. Yet what this passage unequivocally declares is your immunity to their power over your spirit. You will not fear. You will not dread. The promise isn't that you will never encounter these things. The promise is that they will not come near you in the ultimate, destructive sense. 1,000 may fall around you, 10,000 at your side, amidst the chaos, amidst the widespread suffering and loss. But you, precisely because you dwell in the secret place of the Most High, will remain unharmed, untouched in your deepest, most sacred essence. This is a profound spiritual truth, isn't it? It invites us to detach our inner peace from the external circumstances that so often dictate our emotional state. When you are truly rooted in His refuge, when His truth is your unyielding shield, the frantic energy of the world's anxieties becomes a distant hum, a storm raging far beyond the secure walls of your fortress. You gain a unique perspective, a divine detachment. You will only look on with your eyes, the scripture says, and see the punishment of the wicked. This isn't a vengeful gaze. Rather, it implies a profound clarity, an ability to witness the natural consequences of a world disconnected from divine order without being consumed by it. It means discerning the chaos, understanding its reality, but simultaneously recognizing that it holds no claim, no dominion over your spirit, over your soul, over your divinely protected life. This promise cultivates not just a momentary calm, but a deep, abiding resilience. It instills within you an unwavering confidence that even when the storms rage, even when the arrows fly, even when the unseen pestilence attempts to spread its fear, you stand firm. You are not a victim of circumstance, but a recipient of divine grace, shielded by a covenant of love. This realization empowers you to confront modern fears not with denial, but with faith, not with panic, but with peace. As you prepare to drift into sleep tonight, let this truth sink deep into your bones. Those worries that attempt to steal your rest, those anxieties that stir in the darkness, they are ultimately powerless against the dwelling place you have chosen. You are sheltered not by your own fragile strength, but by an eternal, unshakable power that declares unequivocally that you will not fear. Rest in that liberating truth. We have spoken of making the Most High your dwelling place, of His feathers covering you, and His truth serving as your shield against fear. Now consider the incredible consequence, the profound spiritual ripple effect that flows directly from that initial foundational choice of yours. The psalm moves into an astonishing declaration, a promise so grand it can reshape your understanding of vigilance and care. Because you have made the Lord, who is my refuge, even the Most High, your dwelling place, no evil shall befall you, nor shall any plague come near your dwelling. For He shall give His angels charge over you to keep you in all your ways. In their hands they shall bear you up, lest you dash your foot against a stone. You shall tread upon the lion and the cobra, the young lion and the serpent you shall trample underfoot. Do you hear the powerful connection, the direct causation? Because of your choice, because of your intentional dwelling, this extraordinary level of protection is set in motion. This is not passive protection, my friend. This is an active, divine assignment, a personal detail of heaven itself dispatched specifically for you. Think about that phrase. He shall give His angels charge over you. This isn't merely a vague sentiment of protection, it is a direct, authoritative command. Angels, powerful heavenly beings, are literally assigned, given a specific mission, a sacred duty to oversee your well-being. This is an active, tireless vigilance that far surpasses any earthly security system, any human bodyguard. Their task is to keep you in all your ways. Every path you walk, every decision you ponder, every moment of your existence, whether you are consciously aware of it or not, is under the watchful, protective eye of these assigned guardians. It suggests a comprehensive care that extends to every single facet of your life, from the grand, life-altering moments to the seemingly mundane, everyday steps. What does it mean for your spirit tonight to truly comprehend that you are never, not for a single moment, without this divine escort, this unwavering protection? Their mission is beautifully described. In their hands they shall bear you up, lest you dash your foot against a stone. This paints a picture not just of grand rescue from catastrophic events, but also of gentle, continuous support in the small, often unseen dangers of life. Imagine walking a difficult, uneven path, perhaps in the darkness. There are pebbles, loose stones, unseen obstacles that could cause you to stumble, to fall, to injure yourself. The angels in this imagery are there, literally lifting you, supporting you, ensuring your steps are steady, guiding you around these minor pitfalls. It speaks to the subtle interventions, the gentle promptings, the unexpected turn of events that avert a potential accident, the quiet wisdom that steers you away from a harmful decision, the unexplainable feeling of peace that guides you to safety. This divine assignment is practical, personal, and utterly pervasive. It is a constant, loving presence that is actively working to preserve you, to prevent harm, to ensure your journey is as smooth and secure as His loving purpose for you allows. Finally, consider the triumphant climax of this angelic guardianship. You shall tread upon the lion and the cobra, the young lion and the serpent you shall trample underfoot. This is a powerful, symbolic declaration of victory over the most formidable adversaries. The lion represents overt, powerful, terrifying threats, those roaring challenges that confront us with brute force and immense fear. The cobra and serpent symbolize the more subtle, insidious, cunning dangers, the temptations, the deceptions, the hidden spiritual attacks that seek to inject their venom into your spirit, to subtly undermine your faith, to creep into your thoughts with doubt and despair. But the promise is not just avoidance, it is mastery. You will not merely escape them, you will tread upon them, trample them underfoot. This signifies not just protection from these evils, but empowerment over them. It is a promise of spiritual authority, a declaration that because of His active assignment, because of the angels given charge over you, you walk in a power that renders these formidable adversaries utterly defenseless beneath your feet. Tonight, as you lie in the quiet, remember that this isn't just about what you avoid, but what you overcome. Your security is not a fragile thing, but a powerful, divinely sustained reality. Rest in the knowledge that you are actively, powerfully, and personally guarded. After considering the active, tangible protection of angels assigned to your care, we now arrive at the pinnacle of Psalm 91, the culmination of all these promises. This is where the divine relationship deepens beyond mere guardianship into a profound covenant of love and intimacy. The psalm concludes with God Himself speaking, a direct, personal declaration that solidifies every preceding promise. Because He holds fast to me in love, therefore I will deliver him. I will protect him, because he knows my name. When he calls to me, I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will rescue him and honor him. With long life I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. This is not just a promise of deliverance from danger, but a promise of profound communion, an invitation into a deeper, more personal connection with the divine. Notice the powerful opening condition, because he holds fast to me in love. This isn't a passive observance. It's an active, intentional, passionate engagement. To hold fast implies clinging, cleaving, an unwavering devotion, a commitment that comes from the deepest place of affection and reverence. It means making a conscious choice moment by moment to anchor your heart, your loyalty, your very being in the love of God. This isn't about fear, it's about affection. It's not about obligation, it's about devotion. It is this fundamental, reciprocating love, your love for him in response to his immeasurable love for you, that unlocks the most profound expressions of his covenant. This love is the very essence of your dwelling in his secret place, the fuel for your trust, the foundation for your fearlessness. It is the core of the relationship, a bond that is personal, precious, and utterly unbreakable. From this foundation of love, a series of astonishing, cascading promises flow directly. Therefore, I will deliver him. This is not a casual rescue, but a definitive act of liberation, a pulling you out of whatever binds or threatens you, a certain release from the clutches of trouble. I will protect him because he knows my name. To know God's name in the ancient sense was not merely to know a label, but to know his character, his essence, his very nature. It implies a deep experiential understanding of who he is, rooted in intimacy and trust. When you truly know his name, When you understand his attributes of faithfulness, power, and love, you inherently trust his protection. This knowledge transforms abstract belief into living, tangible assurance. It moves beyond intellectual assent into a profound personal recognition of his presence and his power in your life. Then comes the promise of immediate, unwavering accessibility. When he calls to me, I will answer him. How many times do we feel unheard, unseen, our cries lost in the vastness of the universe? Yet this covenant promises an open line of communication, a divine ear always attentive to your voice. This is a profound reassurance for those moments of deepest need, when you feel most vulnerable, most lost, most alone. Not only will he answer, but I will be with him in trouble. This is perhaps one of the most comforting phrases in all of Scripture. It doesn't promise a trouble-free life. It promises an accompanied life. Even in the valley of the shadow, even in the midst of your deepest struggles, you are not abandoned. He is not a distant observer. He is a present companion, a steadfast presence walking beside you, holding your hand, sharing your burden. This promise of companionship transforms fear into fortitude, loneliness into an intimate, shared experience. And what are the ultimate outcomes of this profound intimacy? I will rescue him and honor him. Rescue from what binds, from what afflicts, from what threatens to overwhelm. And honor him. Honor. In a world that often measures worth by achievement, by status, by external validation, God himself promises to bestow honor upon you. This is an intrinsic dignity, a divine recognition of your value, an elevation of your spirit. It's an affirmation that your life, your existence is deeply significant and cherished in his eyes. Finally, the promise extends to the very fabric of your existence. With long life I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. This isn't just about temporal longevity, though it can certainly encompass that. It speaks to a life lived to its fullest, a life rich in purpose, overflowing with meaning, deeply content and fulfilled, regardless of its earthly duration. It is a life deeply satisfied, not by fleeting pleasures or material gain, but by the enduring presence and goodness of God. And ultimately, he will show you his salvation, not just rescue from current peril, but the ultimate eternal deliverance, the complete redemption of your soul, the profound peace that awaits beyond this temporal existence. This final promise, my friend, is a covenant of love. It is a testament to the powerful connection between your active love for God and his active, tangible blessings in your life. It means that tonight, as you lay your head down, you are not merely protected by circumstance or by general benevolence. You are covered by a deeply personal, fiercely loyal, and eternally committed love. When you hold fast to him, he holds fast to you. When you call, he answers. When you are in trouble, he is with you. And in this profound relationship you find not just safety, but honor, satisfaction, and the ultimate salvation of your soul. Let this profound reciprocal love be the very last thought that carries you into the deepest, most restorative sleep.